All right, welcome back today, guys. I'm MN250, and today we're going to be talking about the different tips and tricks I have for people that want to get started in the motovlog community.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
Let's start out by defining what motovlogging is. Essentially what motovlogging is taking a motorcycle or any sort of motorized vehicle, strapping a GoPro to your helmet, running a microphone to get your audio, and recording some content. I'm going to go through today the different tips and tricks that you need to know to get your helmet set up, get some content going, and then maybe a little bit of editing at the end. Now, the first thing that you're going to want to do, but also one of the least important things, is to make sure that you have a motorcycle. Now, you have to have a motorcycle in order to motovlog, right? But what you ride doesn't matter as much of just the fact that you do ride and that you're willing to record your content and you have some ideas that you want to get out into the community. I personally chose to start on a 1996 Ninja 250 and then moved my way up to a 650, a Z1000, and I also have a Cruiser as well currently. The second thing that you need is a helmet. Sticking a GoPro to your face isn't going to work when you're riding around on a motorcycle at 60 miles per hour. So what you need to start with is your helmet. Now, helmet choice is very important for a couple different reasons. Your helmet is going to be the place where that GoPro is going to stick to. So if you choose to get a helmet that is super curved and has lots of ridges along the side of it, you're not going to be able to securely fasten that GoPro to the side of your face. Another thing to take into account when you're looking at helmets is the position of vents, any openings that you might have on the front that may hinder the mounting location of your GoPro. So what helmet do I use? Well, I use a belt Qualifier, just the standard one. It runs around $150. It allows me to stick things to it. I don't have to worry about the finish getting ripped off. And I can move GoPros and mounts around anywhere that I need. And I leave my nicer helmet for when I just want to go out and ride myself. So let me introduce you to my personal motovlogging helmet. I also have another belt Qualifier that I have hanging up on the wall back there. That helmet is actually the one that my wife wears whenever she rides along with me. And then next to that, I have my Icon Armada with my Sena attached to it when I just want to go out and rock and I don't have to worry about recording any sort of videos. I do have a GoPro mounted. I just don't have a microphone hooked up to it currently. This is my belt Qualifier. Like I said, runs $150 and it has a couple add-ons that make you able to motovlog. And at the side here, you have a couple things that are critical to motovlogging and creating content while on a motorcycle. First off, you have the GoPro mount on the side there. That is just the standard side mount or front mount GoPro system that they sell through their store. Underneath that, you have GoPro's mic adapter kit. Basically what that allows you to do is charge the GoPro as well as run external audio into the GoPro while you're riding around. Has a nice little angled bend to it. On the inside of the motovlogging helmet, you've got this little microphone here. What I did from the mic adapter was run a cheap lapel mic from Amazon into the cheek pad, up to the front of the helmet where I taped the cord with some just electrical tape. You'll see that a lot of motovloggers' helmets from their videos are set up just a similar way to this. It's kind of taped together, slapped together to just get the job done in general. One thing about the lapel mic's location is that it's very important that you pick a location where wind noise is going to be mitigated, and it's also not going to catch a lot of popping and breathing when you're riding around. For me, my lapel mic sits right up along my cheek, right above my lips right here, so you don't get too much popping noise, and it's also protected from the wind. In terms of where you put the mount for the actual physical GoPro, that's really up to you and what kind of shots you want to get. Originally, when I started my YouTube channel, I did a traditional side mount, which gave you a little bit of a view of the chin of the helmet. As I progressed along, I started seeing other motovloggers going to a front mount system where it's mounted around your chin area and allows you to get a nice centered shot, kind of like if you were just looking out onto the street. What I did here was I mounted it on the side and used this little angle adapter, which positions the GoPro right here, and you can't see any of the helmet at all. It also allows for easy access to the ports on the GoPro for you hooking up the mic adapter and any charging that you might need to do. So that's about it for the helmet section of this. It's pretty simple to kind of figure out on your own where you want everything placed, what kind of equipment that you want to use. We'll go over exactly what I use for my camera as well. Just one last tip, if you don't want to use GoPro's mic adapter, you do have other options. Another great option for getting external audio, if you don't want to use GoPro's system, is buying a little voice recorder like this that has a mic input on it. Buying yourself a lapel mic and mounting that up inside of your helmet. This allows you to have a little bit more control over what is being recorded and how it is being recorded. You can get yourself a higher quality mic, and then you can also have the audio separate from your video. One major downside to having external audio versus having it piped right into the GoPro is it does make it a little more complicated when it comes to editing. At least in the editing software that I use, which is just iMovie, and we'll discuss that later. It is a separate line, and when I go to split the clips and delete any stuff that I don't want in my video, I do also have to select the audio clip once I get it all matched up. Now, if you don't get it matched up, your lips are going to be moving at a different speed than the words. Now let's move on to cameras. When I was getting into the motovlogging community, everyone was still using GoPro Hero 4s to get their video and audio while they were riding around. Right as I started, GoPro came out with their Hero Session line. A couple things that I liked about the Hero Session GoPro versus a traditional one that was a little larger was its form factor. This is a GoPro Hero 5 Session, not to be confused with the GoPro Session. GoPro made two of them in this, two different models in this setup. One of them allowed for external audio input, which I needed, and then the other one was just a standard 1080p and did not record in 4K at all. So a couple things that are really nice about this GoPro is it is a waterproof GoPro without any sort of special case that you have to put on. Now when you are recording, you do have to take into account that you have to have this little side door opened where you plug in your mic adapter and all that sort of stuff. So that makes it not waterproof while you're recording around. So take that into account when you have to go out into the rain. This camera is capable of 4K recording, I believe at 30 frames per second. I personally record in 1080p. It's just a lot easier to edit it. My computer can handle it. I believe currently this camera is running for around $200. You can buy them used on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. Another option for a camera, if you just want to get into it and you don't want to invest too much money, is going to look for a GoPro, just a standard GoPro like this. Now this was just a super cheap one I actually got from my brother. I've considered putting this one on as a secondary camera located on my windshield so it's looking up at me while I'm riding around. This is just a GoPro Hero. It does record at 60 frames per second in 1080p. Has a little micro SD slot in the back, but does not accommodate external audio. So that's why this one it wouldn't be mounted up onto my helmet. I definitely recommend sticking with GoPro though. They make it really easy to get the content off of your camera. The interfaces are nice. It pairs up with your phone so you can see what you're looking at when it's hooked up to your helmet. You can check your audio, make sure that all works. And then you can also upload content directly from your phone to any of your social media marketing or any of your social media places. So now that you have your motorcycle, you have your helmet, now the next thing that you need to do, now that you have all your equipment, is start coming up with ideas for some content. Too often you see motorcyclists riding around with a GoPro on the side of their head, even with a mic adapter, and they're just driving around with no purpose. They're explaining what maybe happened in their day, and that's great and all, but first you need to get some videos made that bring people to your channel before you start introducing them and doing a daily vlog kind of setup like Motonosity might do. When you start off in the motovlogging community, it's great to have an idea of what you want to talk about. That might be the 5 different types of motorcyclists you'll meet on the road, the 5 types of drivers you might meet. Making little list videos like that and doing basic research allows you to create content that's not only interesting to you, but also interesting to the people that are going to be watching your videos on the internet. One thing that I've struggled with while making videos is creating the content, coming up with it ahead of time, because I don't write scripts when I do this, and that's probably very apparent for when I talk, or from when I talk. It's good to think a little bit ahead while you're making your content, so that you don't have any ahs and ums and ohs, and that's just something that comes with time and learning how to speak to a camera. Just a simple Google search of good motovlog topics or going to other people's channels and seeing what they're doing is a good place to start when coming up with ideas for content. And remember, you want to have fun with this. This is something that you want to do because you enjoy doing it, not because you have to do it. Now, I'm by no means a pro at this. I don't have that many subscribers. I don't get that many views on it. And I really do this because I love to do it. I love the process of coming up with different ideas, getting it in my head, and then putting it out onto a camera, editing it, and having a final product, something that I can enjoy myself, be proud of, and show others. The next thing, and probably one of the most important things when making videos for the internet, is the editing software. Currently, I have a MacBook Pro with iMovie set up, which is just the standard free product that you get with them, and it allows you to slice and dice your video and your audio and put it into a package that makes it interesting for people to watch. It allows you to add transitions, put sound effects, do voiceovers, multiple streams of audio and video going at once. The reason it's important not just to throw your raw videos up on the internet is that when you put a video out, you're going to have lots of ums and ahs and dead silence in it. Do a search for how to create a YouTube video, and pretty much everyone is going to tell you that you need to go in and you need to edit that. You need to chop those pieces of silence out. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to get Apple Final Cut Pro or Adobe's video software at all in order to be successful at it. That is something that you can definitely add down the line. I like iMovie just because it is very, very intuitive, and it just helps the beginner get into it and get a final product out there that they can be proud of without it looking too cheap or choppy. The final part of this is getting your YouTube channel set up. First thing you're going to want to do is start thinking of a clever name, something that represents your channel well. And finally, once you get a video posted up on YouTube, you've uploaded it, you've created your channel name and all those sort of things, is marketing yourself. Now, I personally use Facebook, Instagram, and then just general word of mouth to get my page out there. Now, a channel doesn't just blow up overnight unless you have some sort of viral trend that you participate in. It takes a lot of work, a lot of grinding, and you just really have to stick with it. Posting a video a week or a video a month is better than not doing any videos at all. And my question for you today, guys, is who are your favorite motovloggers and what is your favorite part about them? What do they do out there that makes them unique, makes them interesting? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, guys, I love you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Keep the rubber side down. And we'll see you next time.